2024.
The wait is over in Bahrain, and we are just hearing that the starting grid is on the look for a new driver. Who will it be?
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting shit.
And radio is good.
Here we go.
The Grand Prix is underway.
What a dramatic start. Can you believe it?
Lights feel like they're gonna bleed.
Yes!
Spun out of my
Oh, he's lost it.
Pop out, guys. That's it.
The pit lane's going to be alive now. They're all in.
On my own, here we go. I'm set on overdrive. On my own, here we go.
It's not every day that we get to see such incredible wheel-to-wheel racing.
Out of the final corner. And here's our winner today.
Can you beat me?
Yes! What a race. Thank you very much for that. Thank you to the fans.
Welcome in, everybody, to Prowler Racing League Round 6 at Monza. Tonight is a sprint night. So we have 2 sessions to go through. So the first one's going to be our sprint qualifying with the sprint. This track has 11 corners, the fastest on the calendar, with 2 DRS zones. So let's get into the intermission screen while everybody's loading up right now. Take a look at the calendar. As you can see, tonight we're in Monza for our sprint. And then we're off for the holidays, so everyone can spend time with their family. And we will be back in January. But for now, tonight we're in Monza. Here are your driver standings. Zaluxy out in front with 114. Vanilla Spilla 91. Some Good Salt has actually asked to be in reserve status. He's running 3rd in the championship. Also, Mr. Chris, another reserve, in 4th. Oscar in 5th. Dynamic 6th. Hayden in 7th. Echo in 8th. Dragonfly is 9th. And Pug Life in 10th. For the teams, we're looking at Aston Martin out in front with 138 to Mercedes 97. Alpine next up with 79. McLaren shortly behind with 77. Williams with 45. Red Bull making a big jump with their double podium last week. 33. Ferrari 30. Sauber 19. Haas 18. And Racing Bulls bring up 10th position with 10 points. Let's head on out to the track and see how everyone is getting on with our sprint qualifying. Let's get some of these in-game graphics out of the way so that we can actually enjoy our special graphics that we have. Let's bring up our leaderboard here. Looks like we've got mostly everybody. We have two people that have player as name. So one of them is the Williams in 2nd, which is she. And who's the other driver we're not having so far? Let's check again. Alpine. Shane. And I believe that's it for telemetry-wise. Let's double check real quick. Oh, no, he fixed it. He's already ahead of the game. We don't have to talk to him about it. So like that. And right, so we have Sasuke starting us off with the first fastest time, 1:19.503. Red Bull getting on the way there. Of the Aston Martin. Let's go see who that is. Probably Zluxy. Nope, Zluxy's on the back end. Flying away though. Purple first sector. Green the middle sector. Coming around the final corner. Zluxy on the mediums. Sets a time of 1:19.873. Puts her up to second. All right, next up. Looks like Echo is actually setting a decent time. Let's head down to Echo. Echo does purple the first sector. Green in the middle sector, which is going to vault Echo up the timing board. Apologies while we were sorting out some telemetry issues. Alright, let's check here real quick, see who the next is. Looks like Salt is going pretty good. Let's head down to Salt. Watch Salt put down a lap. Green first sector. Ooh, Vanilla Spill just set a purple first sector. Let's watch Salt finish this lap out. Salt up to P10. Let's go check out. Next fastest one is going to be Boogie. Oh, he comes into the pits. He's not second time. So let's check. Dynamic still has not set a time. And Shane has not either. So Dynamic is currently on an out lap. We'll hang out with him. See what kind of lap he can put down. He's going to be going out on the softs. He's currently one of 2 drivers who have not set a time yet. Coming through the long back stretch. Coming up to the Parabolica. Personal best so far on both sectors. That battery is very deployed around the final corner. This should vault Dynamic pretty far up the order. Let's watch as he comes across the line. Up to P6 with a 120.020. Like everybody else is going a little bit slower. I believe Hayden setting a fast time. He may have done his standard going out on intermediates for the first time, but he's going out now. We got a minute left in the session. He's going hard. Cross the line. Purple's the last sector for a split there. 8th position with a 121.36. All right, next up, so pushing is going to be Korea 120.370. Looks like C9 also pushing hard. Finish out that lap. Or, yep, coming around. Personal best, first sector, middle sector, not improving. But if this final sector can go good, Sasuke with 119.050 to finish out his lap. That does set the fastest time. We go up to Zaluxi. Zaluxi is actually purple first sector, did not improve in the middle sector. Zaluxi P2. Looks like the only one that's still improving that is available for a lap is Salt. Head to Salt as he comes across the line. Moves up to P10. 127.75. That appears to be everybody. The 2 Ferraris are not on time laps. Hayden comes into pit, and I believe TJ will be as well. So that does round up qualifying for us for the sprint qualifier. So your pole position for a sprint qualifier is going to be Sasuke, followed by Zaluxi, Corey, Echo, Vanilla, Pixelin, Dynamic, Zero Racer X, Hayden, Some Good Salt, Pug Life, C9, Boogie. Then we have Pancakes, Shane, and Sent by God at the end. All right, let's head to our intermission screen. So right now, what's going to happen is everybody is going to be doing their strategies for second while we look at the technical difficulties. I did not get a screenshot. That just slight technical difficulties. These sprint weekends make it a little bit trickier to make sure everything runs smoothly. Everyone's talking in the chat, so we're going to make sure. Apologize for the delay as we're waiting for a few things to get fixed up here. Might be correct now. So many moving parts, but we're going to try this for now so you guys can see what the grid is. Oh, we're starting. Never mind. Get back to the race. Lights are out, and we are away. Oh, big accident there. Not sure what happened. Everybody's zigging, zagging. Severe collisions and penalties for a lot of drivers so far. Not entirely sure what is happening. Our leader drops all the way down to P11 with wing damage. Tough break for Sasuke. Got Pancakes trying to make a move on Pixelin. We don't have all of the telemetry from Pancakes, so we don't know what his battery deploy is looking like right now. But he's definitely attacking as he's getting right up on the bumper of Pixelin. Pixelin trying to break that toe as they come down the long straightaway. Pancakes gets ahead of Pixelin. Luxie leading us away after the first lap of the sprint with a 1:22.404. Pixelin getting right on the back bumper of Pancakes. Trying to make a move, but with that little mistake, Salt behind is going to be pushing hard. Salt deploying the battery behind, looking to make that move on Pixelin. Doesn't get it done there, but Hayden right behind, trying to take advantage of the battle. So far, everyone out at the front, keeping it clean. Hayden moving up past Salt. DRS wings are wide open. Big braking movement there for Salt. Not able to make the overtake. Thankfully avoids collecting anybody. Salt getting the 10-second penalty for corner cutting, although he did take the runoff correctly. That one will definitely be under review later on, and more than likely getting that removed, because that was he did the right action to avoid after missing turn 1. So that was an oops by the game. Tough break for Salt. But as it stands right now, after 3 laps, you've got Dynamic bring up the last point, hunting down Pixelin. Pixelin gets a 3-second time penalty and a very bad exit out of that section. That Dynamic gets ahead. Pug Life following right behind. Oh, contact made, it looked like, between Pug and Pixelin. Pug Life not able to follow closely behind. Pixelin maybe didn't know he was there. This is a high-speed corner. Unfortunate for Pixelin, he's now going to be dealing with that 3-second penalty. So he's going to fall back down the field at the end of this race. Pretty much down to 10th. Remember, during the sprint race, only the top 8 score points. Right? Sasuke with the fastest lap, 1:26.72. Sasuke pushing hard to get back up towards the front. We got Zaluxi pulling away so far, out in front. Coming down that back straight, down to the Parabolica. Followed almost 3 seconds back to Echo, who has Pancakes hunting him down to get that second spot. Pancake with the fastest lap of 1:24.93. Getting past Echo down to turn 1. DRL Racer making the move on Vanilla Spilla up to P4. Looks like Vanilla may have actually got the better exit out of the chicane. Around the outside through turn 3, which then is going to put Vanilla on the inside. Coming up to turn 4. He tucks in behind DRL. They keep going. DRL going to have to defend against Vanilla. DRS is wide open on Vanilla. Makes the move. Gets tucked right back in. It is an opportunity spot, but very close. Vanilla getting the warning of corner cut there. We're down to the back straight. DRL desperately trying to break that toe. As we come around to the front straight, Vanilla's going to get DRS, which is quite powerful here. Watch him close up real fast. DRL Racer X. Too far back to make the move here at turn 1. Oh, DRL getting very wide going into the turn. He's going to give Vanilla a move. Oscar retiring from the race. Vanilla trying so desperately to get around DRL. Can't make the move there. Further back, got Salt and Boogie and Pug Life pretty close together here. Salt looks like he gets the speed out of the corner. Boogie's going to be towing him down. See if they can work together to stay with Pug. Moving to the inside. It's going to be a heavy break into turn 1. Salt not going for it this time. Salt making the move around the outside. Pug getting stuck behind Boogie. Looks like there may have been contact between Boogie and Pug. Salt is out. Pug re-entering the track there. Looks like Salt might have gotten taken out. A little kerfuffle between 3 and 4. Fortunately, the game camera went on board with Boogie, so we couldn't see what happened. Tough break for some good Salt. We've got Echo chasing down Pancakes. Two laps left to go. Zaluxi out in front by about 3 seconds. Echo and Brush. Pancakes. I'm going to go Pancakes. Pancakes battling out for P2. Then we got Hayden and Vanilla still going at it. Vanilla ahead of Hayden. But right behind Hayden is the other Ferrari. The Italian boys representing here at Monza. Trying to make the moves. Vanilla desperately trying to get away. Both Ferraris are within DRS. Don't know if Hayden's going to make the move. He's going for it on the outside. Gets past Vanilla. DRL right behind. Now it's going to be a long train down the back stretch. That toe working well. We're on the final lap. As Vanilla trying to attack Hayden, but at the same time, DRL Racer around the outside as we come down to turn 1. Vanilla getting close to the wall. Vanilla cutting the corner, cutting the track completely. Gets a 3 seconds. Side by side out of turn 1. Big winner out of this battle is going to be DRL as he moves up to P4. Hayden looked like he may have squeezed Vanilla. I'm sure we might get a report of that one later. Either get the 3 seconds removed, but we shall see. Vanilla probably going to try to go for a move, but real quick, let's go up the field to Echo. Trying desperately to hunt down Pancakes. As our leader, Zaluxi, rounds the final corner at the Parabolica. Coming across the line. Finishes P1 with Pancakes. Then Echo. DRL Racer, followed by Vanilla. Hayden, then Vanilla. Then we got Dynamic. SBG, P8, Boogie and Pixelin fighting hard there for the end. Got Shane, P11, Sasuke, across the line. Then we got Corey. Followed by Pug, and then coming around last section of the track is C9. Zigging and zigging, hitting the wall, finishing the race. P15 for C9. Driver today is going to be Pancake. So that is your sprint race. Your winner, Zaluxi. Followed by Pancakes, Echo, Zero Racer X, Hayden, Vanilla Spill, Dynamic, and your last point scorer, Sent by God, in P8. So that finishes our qualifying and race for the sprint. Now we move on to qualifying for the main race. Tonight's race is going to be requiring drivers to complete 3 pit stops. So let's get back out onto the track. We'll watch qualifying in action. It's like our first vehicle out on track. Going to be a Red Bull. So it's probably Sasuke that was first one out. Where's that Haas? That might be the Haas of Pug. Yep. So we will stay with Pug as he's going to be the first one to set a time for this qualifying session. And across the line, we're going to be starting our lap for Pug Life. Surprisingly, his battery's already down to 44%, and we're only through the first 2 corners. He may not have had it set to not deploy until he was actually on his timed lap. That may be detrimental for him. We shall see. Coming down the back straight. Across the line, Pug sets our fastest time so far of a 1:23.14. Next up is going to be Pixelin. Purple first sector, green middle sector. Let's see what he can do around the final corner. Sasuke moves up. Pug Life, or Pixelin, only to P3. Sasuke setting our time of 1:19.382. C9 is going to be crossing the line momentarily. Moves up to P4 with a 1:21.166. Next up is going to be Daryl Racer X. Green and green. This will set the time just fine. P3 so far with a 1:23.42. Still waiting for a few drivers to come on out, set some times. Everyone that has set a time so far is basically on in laps, so they haven't set time. Mind you, we have 13 minutes left in this qualifying session, so plenty of time for everybody to set a fast lap. Still waiting on a few other drivers. Looks like we got a Mercedes out on track right now. Actually, Durrell is actually giving a tow for Hayden, looked like. Let's find Hayden on the scoreboard here. Yep, he's deploying, so that means he's going to be starting his lap. Down he comes to turn 1. Just the right amount of wheel lock. Personal best for him in that sector, 26.442. Does have a little bit of traffic up ahead. But hopefully he will catch them in a straight spot, or they'll get through the chicanes before him. DRS is wide open. Another personal best. Hopefully he'll get a bit of a tow from the cars that are in front of him. They should be far enough ahead that they are not going to interfere with this lap. Around the final corner. Across the line, Hayden, 119.672 puts him up to P2 in this qualifying session. Like we got Dynamic coming through personal best on both first sectors. Around the final corner, across the line, this is going to move Dynamic to P6, 120.793. Looks like next up across the line is going to be Salt. Just about finishing up his lap. Across the line, 128.92 to P7. For some good Salt. Looks like Oscar coming around the final corner. Pulling that battery like crazy. Up to P3 of the 119.907. Still waiting on a time from Zaluxy, but actually Zaluxy's on a lap. Doing a qualifying lap on the mediums. This will be a surprise. Speaking of which, they were discussing in the chat, in the Discord, about weather. So it does look like it's supposed to storm at the end of qualifying, but that should not affect qualifying. We should be definitely done by then. But that might mean it's going to rain during the race. And since they were asking what the tire rule is for the 3 pit stop if it rains, it's going to be the same rule as in F1 for the regular hard tires, or sorry, the dry tires, that once the track is declared wet, which means the DRS is deactivated, means that the dry tire rule goes out the window. So we were following suit with that. But everyone's still talking about doing the proper 3-stop strategy. Zaluxy coming around the final corner on the mediums. Let's see what she can do. Cross line P2, 119.493. On the mediums. Very impressive. Looks like the next vehicle that we're looking for a time is going to be Zaluxy's teammate of Echo. Echo, personal best in the first 2 sectors. Coming down that back straight. Also on the mediums, both of the Astons going with the medium tire strategy, which means they're more likely going to be saving some of their soft tires for the actual race. Echo, a 120.193 up to P5. We got Corey coming around, finishing up his timed lap. Across the line, this moves Corey on the softs up to P5 with a 119.950. About 6 minutes left in the session. Times can improve. Let's head on down to Vanilla. Who is setting a time so far. Obviously, he's doing personal best because of the fact that he has not set a lap time yet. But these times he is setting down will move him up significantly up the field. Plenty of battery left. Deploying as he coming around the final corner. Down the straightaway, across the line. Vanilla up to P2 on the mediums. 119.480. Again, looks like Vanilla, another one of those strategies of saving a set of softs for the actual race. Hopefully that strategy will work out for the Mercedes driver. So as it stands, our two rookies, or newest drivers to our league, I should say, they're not technically rookies. They know how to drive, as you can see from the sprint. But due to our rules, any new drivers have to start from the back of the grid and show us their medal to make their way up to the front and prove that they can race cleanly with the rest of our drivers. So they're starting in the back. Shane unfortunately legged out, so he's not going to be running with us. And we've got, so far, our running order is Dynamic setting a time. He's doing personal best. Getting that toe from his teammate. Oh! Very unfortunate. I don't think Vanilla knew he was there. Dynamic does not improve with a 126.65, starting back in P13. Sure, there's going to be some discussions in the Mercedes paddock afterwards, or even during. We shall see. So, 3.5 minutes left. Looks like our next driver that's going to be setting a time. Unfortunately, Pug has not improved his time. The first two sectors, still yellow. It's probably going to come to pits. And he is. He's coming to the pits. Probably put on a fresh set of rubbers before he goes out to try to set a time. Just about 3 minutes left in the session. C9 invalidated on his lap. So let's see if he starts another one. His battery's pretty fully charged. Nope, he's coming to the pits to wrap that up. So as it stands right now, both Dynamic and Vanilla are out on track, but they have invalidated laps, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be coming around. Looks like DRL Racer X is our first driver out to set the last available lap that he can to improve from P11. We'll watch his outlap and we'll stay with DRL for the timed lap. Looks like Sasuke is a little bit bummed, even though Sasuke is currently in P1. Within the Discord, he is frustrated because some of the other drivers that were on mediums when they set their time are very close to his time. And the only thing he can use is the softs. So we'll see how that works out for him. Across the line, DRL Racer X starting his final timed lap. The Aston Martin getting out of the way. Durrell putting the hammer down. Personal best for that first sector. Invalidated, no! DRL Racer X invalidates. 20 seconds left. I do not believe he is going to be able to make it back to the start-finish line to start another lap. But look at the rest of the field. Oscar currently in P4. Purple, first sector. Flying down the track. He's got the, looks like a Red Bull ahead of him, which can work as a tow. We shall see. Sasuke, purple's the middle sector. Oscar, unfortunately, does not improve in the middle sector. Can't tell if that might be Sasuke ahead of him. Sasuke was ahead, 118.962. Oscar with a 119.474. Sasuke is your current pole setter. Everyone else has crossed the finish line. Let's look, see who's else out there. Bug Life just crossed. So we're basically waiting on C9. That's everybody. Everybody has crossed the line. Tough break for Oscar not being able to get it, but Sasuke puts down your fastest lap. With a 118.962. All right. So that brings us to the grid for the race, so we can show you that graphic real quick. And it is raining. It is raining, which means that 3-stop rule goes out the window. 3-stop rule. Did I say 3-lap? I meant 3-stop. All right, so here is your grid for tonight's race in the wet at Monza. Sasuke leading us off with Oscar, Vanilla, Zaluxy, Hayden, Corey, Puglife, Echo, Boogie, Some Good Salt, Zero Racer X, Pixelin, Dynamic, C9, Pancake, Shane, and Scene, the gods. But Shane unfortunately disconnected, so he's not going to be racing tonight, so I think his car actually might be AIing around for the rest of the night. Hopefully will not cause any issues, but we shall see. Let's get back to the lobby as we're waiting to see what's going on. Vanilla Spill Rutro Raggy in the Discord. Not sure. Looks like TJ is giving the go ahead, so let's head to the track. Yep. Everyone wants clarification that when it's wet conditions. Looks like the Red Bulls are getting themselves hyped up. They have a dry setup, so this will be interesting for them. The rain is pouring down. Once we get rolling, we'll actually check the forecast to see what this is going to look like. This might be a race of attrition. We will see. And lights are going. And away we're racing in the wet. Few drivers selecting the intermediates should make for interesting decisions. Heavy braking down into turn one. Sasuke having to take the cut, gets a penalty for it. Now it's just a matter of survival. Game is saying race strategies is going to be wet to wet, which means more than likely if we pull up our forecast, it is storming out for these first couple of laps. Safety car is already deployed. Who do we lose? Wow, we lost Pixelin. No! So we already lost one of the Red Bulls. And safety car is out. So let's take a look real quick. In nominal conditions for this circuit, it's 11 corners. Drivers are on full throttle 84% of the time, which makes it one of the fastest tracks on the calendar. And a top speed of 219 with their low downforce. Tire wear is medium, but that kind of goes out the window with all this wetness. So, looks like it was clean for the start. Nobody has any damage. We have three drivers, my apologies. 3 drivers are on the wet, or intermediates. Sasuke going to be catching up to the safety car. The Aston Martin safety car. So let's, as we are under safety car, this is going to be for almost 3 laps. Let's go through the running order. Actually, see if we have a gain loss. Ooh, towards the back we do. The first 8 cars are all right where they start. You got Sasuke, Oscar, Vanilla, Zluxy, Hayden, Corey, Pug Life, and Echo. All remaining in their same starting position. Then we got Salt up 1 on his intermediates. C9 up 4. Big mover to P10, that last scoring point position. And we got Boogie who lost out. Tiro Racer lost out. Shane, which I thought was AI, is up 3. Pancakes up 1. Dynamic down 2 on the intermediates. Then SBG up 1. We'll have to update that. So it changes online name. So we are going to hang out with our front runners as we're coming down the front. Sasuke, very frustrated. Sasuke very frustrated with the 10-second penalty got for cutting the corner. Unfortunately, that is what the game assesses when you cut that corner, especially here at Monza. or two more laps under safety car to finish out the session. Coming back up to racing. As you can see, it is very difficult to see. Real quick, while we're under safety car, I'm just going to do a little bit of administrative work to make sure everything is running smoothly. Making sure our ticket system is ready to rock and roll, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few unhappy drivers reporting things. Cars in this lap. Sasuke bringing us around. Drivers cannot overtake until the start finish line, which is close to the pit entrance. So we are back under racing. Oscar going for the inside. Hayden now on the inside into turn 2. A little bit of contact. Everyone keeps going forward. Oh! Looks like Oscar got really bumped from behind, falling very far back. May have had a commentator curse on that one, as we were on board with Oscar at the start of that restart. Unfortunate for Oscar, which, with all that going on, everybody moving up, the one driver to keep a very close eye on here is going to be Zaluxy, as Zaluxy is on the intermediates behind Hayden on the wets. There's no DRS due to the wet conditions. Zaluxy, think about making a move there. Hayden getting very sideways. Everybody checking up, getting very loose. Vanilla looking to capitalize. Gets in the spray of Hayden, pulling alongside of Zaluxy. Vanilla backing out of it before making contact. They are ripping down the front straight now. Hayden into the pits. Hayden more than likely switching over to the intermediates. Let's watch. Hayden switching to the intermediates. Falls all the way back to the back of the grid, but if we take a look at the weather again, it is going to rain less and less. So the strategy now for Hayden is to make those intermediates go long, while everyone else ahead on the wets has to pit. I believe it was the fact that Zaluxy was able to close up on Hayden so quickly here on the track due to the intermediates, because there was no DRS. It was straight up rip of the tires that Hayden went, ooh, yeah, we might need to switch to intermediates. Pug Life getting a little wide there as we're coming through. Whoa, car getting very wide in the back. Looks like that might have been Pug. on the back of Salt. See if he can make a move coming down the turn one. It is all down to the toe, and using the right grippy tires, Salt does have the advantage on the intermediates. Now, Salt is a reserve tonight, so ideally Corey doesn't want to do anything that can cause either of those cars to retire and lose the opportunity for points, because they're running 4th and 5th now, and that'll be a healthy haul of points. Salt getting a little wide there. Oh, Corey, keep it together. And he does. Let's see if Pug can capitalize on the little mishap there from Corey. Commentator Curse might have struck again, but Corey keeping on the track. Losing time to his teammate, but keeps Pug ahead of him. Down the order, we've got C9 right on the back of Oscar. Oscar, who had that issue early on, falling down the order, making his way up to 8th. Well, C9 and Dynamic going at it. So Luxy out in front, sets the fastest lap, getting past Sasuke. C9 into the pits. Oh, speeding into the pit lane. Couldn't get it slowed down in time. Hit that line. Hit with the penalty. C9 going coming in more than likely for those intermediates. Looks like the pit crew does have intermediates. Luxy out in front, proving that the intermediate strategy was the way to go. Looks like the other Ferrari of DRL also switching to intermediates. Heading back up to the front. Zaluxy pulling away from the group. Sasuke under attack from Vanilla. Now, mind you, I did see in the Discord that Sasuke is running a dry setup, which is definitely not nominal in these conditions. He's going to be hoping for it to dry out quickly so that the dry setup is superior to any wet setup everyone else has. It's all down to strategy. If you want to go with a proper wet setup, but it's only going to rain for half the race, you got the other half to deal with of not having a grip. Sasuke into the pits. More than likely going to be getting rid of those wets. Mind you, his tires were only at 8 and 18% before coming into the pits. Safety car is out. This is going to be huge. Oh, Sasuke is also serving that 10-second penalty. That's why he hasn't been served yet. Tough break for Sasuke. That's going to drop him right down the order. Salt with the speeding under safety car. Drive-through penalty. Looks like we lost DRL Racer X out on track. This is a poor timed safety car for Sasuke as it drops him all the way towards the back out of points contention. Oscar drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. That's a big oof for any of these drivers that are getting hit with those speeding. You do have a delta on your dash telling you whether you need to speed up or slow down, and a time limit of when to do it. The biggest problem is when you get into the corners, that delta time changes drastically. So if you're carrying too much speed, you really got to slow down. And if you don't do it in the time that they tell you, you get hit with that penalty. Luxy comes around, the safety car pulled off, letting the whole field go. So Luxy is going to be heading to the safety car whereas everyone else behind who's on the wets is going to be pitting to switch to intermediates as the rain comes down less and less. We're on lap 9 of 27 here at Monza. We're under our second safety car for the night, which means more than likely we're only going to be able to get 2 more if they happen. Which, fingers crossed, it doesn't. So we'll go through the running order. Let's get our driver info, and we're going to do the race story so far. Zaluxi, your current leader, started 4th. It's now in 1st. Vanilla started 3rd, now 2nd. Some Good Salt started P10, now all the way up to 3rd. And it looks like Salt started on the intermediates, pitted for another set of intermediates. So we'll see how that goes. Next up, Pancakes started 15th, now up to P4. Shows he's on the wets, and we can see the wets on the car. Unfortunately, we do not have any telemetry data, so we have no idea what else is going to be going on. Oh, and I did forget. Some Good Salt, we'll go back to him real quick. He does have a drive-through penalty he has to serve at some point. Then we got Shane, who, as far as I know, is AI. I'll have to confirm with everyone else that that is 100% AI right now. If it is, we're not going to worry about it. Next up is Hayden. Started 5th, now 5th. So he is basically broken even. Started on the wets, now in the intermediates. Then we got Pug Life. Started on the wets, now intermediates. Breaking even so far. Dynamic started 13th, now is 8th. Sasuke with the tough break. Started P1, now in 9th. 8th. What's happening? Then we got Dynamic. Started 13th, is 9th. Boogie, 9th, now 10th, but still in the points. Echo started 8th, now 11th. Oscar started P2. Unfortunately, he's now all the way down 12th. Corey started 6th, down 13th. And SPG started 17th, up to 14th. C9 started 14th, dropped back to 15th. I believe some of these guys that are towards the back of the pack are back there due to pit stops. Now we're waiting for SPG and C9 to make their way back up to the rest of the grid. As the safety car more than likely will be in. On this lap. So we'll go with Vanilla on this restart as we're coming around. conditions. Safety car is in this lap. So Zalexi is going to be slowing the field up. Everybody's going to be fighting for tire temperatures. Actually, everybody's looking pretty good right now. Everybody pretty much on new intermediates. We'll have to keep an eye on Hayden as he's got 12% on his rears. Zalexi has 18. Safety car is in the pits. Just waiting for Zalexi to let us go. Zalexi putting the power down as best she can in these low grip conditions. Cross start finish line, everybody can start overtaking. Let's see if Vanilla can make a move going down turn 1. Vanilla up to P1 at turn 1. Vanilla pushing hard. Salt pushing hard behind as well. Gets around Zalexi before turn 4. Vanilla does not get a good exit out of there, and Some Good Salt is your new leader. Oh, tough break for the Mercedes of Vanilla as he goes wide into the gravel. Some Good Salt pushing hard to pull away from Zalexi. Zalexi doing her best to not let him go. Back down the field, the rest of the field is pretty close together. Hayden sets our fastest lap. Oscar coming into the pits. Oh, speeding into the pit lane. Couldn't get it slowed down in time. Gets a 10-second penalty for that. Oh, doing his drive-through. That's what that was. Some Good Salt, I just remembered, also has a drive-through that he will have to serve. And I believe those drive-thrus you have to serve within 3 laps of the safety car coming in. So we will be seeing Some Good Salt coming in at some point here. Great effort for him to get out in front to minimize the amount of loss he will have from coming to the pits. Although the field is still pretty close together, he more than likely will be dropping down to the back of the field. Zalexi getting ahead there. Zalexi, your new leader. Wow, and the Parabolica. Salt taking that drive-through right now. Sasuke, your new fastest lap, 128.156 on the intermediates. As you can see, he's dropping right down the order. On board with Pancake, coming to the pits, finally getting off those wet tires. Pit stop at 2.6. With Shane right behind, which I'm pretty sure still is AI. So back up front, we've got Zalexi and Vanilla battling it out. Vanilla right on the gearbox of Zalexi. Looks like the track is drying out. The racing line is visibly not really there anymore, but the spray is. Light rain transitioning to overcast in about 5 minutes time. We will see who's going to take the first gamble to switch to a dry compound tire. Sasuke still flying behind this group here. Nobody making the move yet. Vanilla slowing him down, getting him through the chicane cleanly. Luxie trying to get the speed out of turn 2, around turn 3. Vanilla defending the middle of the track, preventing Zaluxi from going and making a run on the outside through 3, inside on 4. All while back 1.3 is Hayden watching that group of 3 out front, waiting for one of them to make a mistake so he can capitalize on it. On lap 15 of 27, Zaluxi right behind our leader, Vanilla Spilla. Checking so far, everyone has been cleared of their penalties. They served them before this current moment, so now we're just on 2 warnings. The only driver currently that's got to be a little bit mindful is going to be Oscar, because he has 2 warnings. If he cuts another corner, he will get a penalty. But as it stands right now, the track is drying. Still raining just a little bit. Your top 4 unchanged so far. We got Echo fighting hard with Pug. Echo trying to figure out which way to go. Pug down the middle of the track defending. Echo thinking about going around the outside, tucks in behind. Echo purpling that first sector. See if his lap time can get compromised or if he can capitalize on the tow from Pug ahead. Echo thinks about making the move there, tucks in behind. Corey going sideways through the chicane. Echo around the outside. We got stationary McLaren. Looks like it's Boogie. Echo around the outside. Still raining through the Parabolica. Down the front straight there, side by side. Echo might have more speed. Nope, Pug gets right back in front as it comes down to turn 1. But Echo right on that gearbox, not letting him go. Echo looking to the outside. Pug keeping it right in the middle of the track. Echo to the inside at 4. Backs out of it. Gets a warning through that second part of the chicane. Sticks right with Pug Life. It's fun watching Corey in the back there get sideways out of the corners. He is having a blast back there. We'll have to be careful because Dynamic will be catching him pretty quickly if he keeps it up. Echo on the inside. Makes the move. Forces Pug a little bit. Gets the position. P5 for Echo. And I did see from the race director, DRS is now enabled, which means race control feels that the track is dry enough for dry tires. Everybody's diving into the pits. Pug Life with a speeding. Corey was speeding into the pit lane. Slow it down. Looks like everyone except for Vanilla and Sasuke diving into the pits to get those dry tires. Boogie speeding in the pit lane. Echo coming out behind Pug Life onto the track. Race control declaring a dry track. Let's see what Vanilla and Sasuke can do. Vanilla taking advantage of that DRS. Wing is open, closing the gap to Sasuke. Now Sasuke was on the dry setup at the start of the race. Hopefully after he comes out of the pits on the soft or dry tire, he can capitalize on that dry setup. Score some much needed points for the team. Both of them coming into the pits, slamming on the brake. Oscar with a 3-second penalty. Echo with 3-second penalty. Both Red Bull and Mercedes getting a decent pit stop, switching onto, Oscar. 10-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Oh, Sasuke! What happened there? Sasuke putting the power down as he came out of the pits. Absolutely wrecked his car. This will now force a safety car. Sasuke is definitely going to have to pit now. Get that front wing changed out. Tough break for Sasuke. Not sure what happened to him there. It is believed that he put the power down and it wasn't there for him. Pancakes into the pit. Coming out onto the hard tires. Sasuke with 10-second penalty slamming into Dynamic. Not sure if Sasuke remembers that he doesn't have a front wing. Tough break because Sasuke is going to automatically serve that 10 seconds when he comes into the pits to get the wing changed out. So this is going to drop him even further back down the field. What is going on there? Sasuke with another 10 seconds. Speeding into the pit lane. Sasuke switching to the softs. We're on lap 20 of 27. Those softs should go to the end of the race. So, as we are now still under safety car, I believe we probably got one more lap left. Let's go down our running order to show everyone where we're at. So we've got Zaluxy out in front, starting on the intermediates. running that strategy to perfection so far. 16 laps on the intermediates, now 3 on the mediums. More than likely going to finish the race on this set of tires. Started fourth, up P1. Next up, we got Hayden in the Ferrari. Started fifth, now up to second. Going from a wet to an intermediate to the mediums. Next up, we got Vanilla Spilla in P3. Wet, intermediate, mediums for him. Started third and third. Trying to keep. Then we've got Pug Life. Started seventh, up to fourth. Echo. Started eighth, up to fifth. Dynamic. Started 13th, now up to 6th. It's a great move from Dynamic. Our big mover, SBG, up 10 positions, started 17th, now in 7th. Salt, up 2 positions, started 10th, now in 8th. C9, 14th to 9th. Corey, in 10th, started 6th, gonna be scoring that last point. We got Pancake, started 15th, now up to 11th. Boogie started 9th, dropped down to 13th. He had that off earlier, so he's recovering from that. Then we got Oscar, started 2nd, now all the way back into 14th. Driving really close there to Boogie. Then we got Sasuke, our pole setter, all the way down to the last running car in 15th. Huge, tough break for him. Then back up to the front. Double checking real quick. We're going to, let's do this. Let's look at the actual in-game. So Pug Life still has 10 seconds. Echo has 3. Oscar has 3. So for some reason that 10-second penalty for Pug is not showing up. But we're aware of it. Okay, safety car is ending. Zaluxi bringing the field. Slowing down the dry conditions. Everyone's warming up their tires. Let's check those tire temps real quick. Ooh, looks like the guys 7th and 8th, which I believe, yep, SPG and Salt fighting hard. Zaluxi going for it early. Hayden will be defending against Vanilla. Hayden makes the defensive move, moves back. Ooh, Zaluxi getting very aggressive off the curb. Oh, we had a little bit of slide back there from Dynamic, it looked like. Vanilla trying so hard to hunt down Hayden. Rocking through that corner in fourth gear. DRS will not be available on this lap. It will be the next lap after the safety car. So right now it's down to who can deploy the most battery. Hayden down to 23%, whereas Vanilla's got almost 70%. Vanilla on the younger tires as well, only by a lap, but that is significant for grip-wise. Down the front stretch. DRS will be enabled on this lap. They will not get on the front stretch. Vanilla making the move to the inside. Keeping it clean. While this battle is happening, Echo right there to capitalize. Hayden making his car as wide as possible. Vanilla looking to the outside, which is going to put him on the inside into turn 4. Echo staying behind Hayden. Ooh, contact made between Hayden and Vanilla. Vanilla having to drop back as he goes wide into the gravel. Hayden hit with a 3-second corner cut. There's a lot happening in that corner at the same time. Not sure if somebody was turning in on somebody else. There wasn't enough room, but that is a tight section of the track to go side by side the speeds they were going. Pug Life making the move on the inside of Hayden. All white Vanilla right there to capitalize on those two battling it out. Pug Life gets ahead. Everybody's DRS is open. Hayden losing it. Making contact there looked like some good salt as both of his front wings are damaged. Currently running P4. Let's see there. Yep, looks like both of his end plates are gone. But the wing is not fully gone, but he's going to be fighting that car. All while Pug Life, Hayden, and Corey are going to be pushing through, looking to gain positions. Hayden already looking for the move on Pug. Pug, unfortunately, going into the gravel, not able to keep it on track. Hayden looking for the move. Oh, the V-carbs almost come together. Some good salt defending against his teammate, or more or less at this point just defending against the car, doesn't want to lose out. All while Corey, Hayden, and now Sasuke. Sasuke in P7, all the way back from 15th on the restart, if I recall correctly. This big pack coming down the front straight. Sasuke looking for the move around the outside. We're almost 4 wide. Heavy braking. Hayden on the inside getting sideways. Oh, big contact through turn 1. Sasuke getting hit with a corner cut as he was trying to avoid the chaos. Hayden hard braking, couldn't make the corner in time. Back end slid out on him. Unfortunately, with how close everyone was together, no one could get out of the way. Looks like Dynamic may have taken some wing damage from that. Oscar took some wing damage from that as well. We're on lap 26 of 27. This Grand Prix is coming to an end soon. Dynamic getting ahead of Pug. Corey getting way bent out of shape. Corey. Oh, he beached it. He is high centered. front by 3.7. Let's check back. Echo and Vanilla battling it out. Vanilla tucking in behind Echo through 4 and 5. Vanilla P2 using that DRS against Echo. Echo's gonna be trying hard to get that back. But as we come around, let's go back to our leader, Zoluxi, bringing it home. P1, zigging and zagging. Hopefully she doesn't lose control before the start finish and across line. And next up, we got Vanilla and Echo going hard at it. Vanilla P2, Echo P3, Hayden P4, Sasuke dropping all the way back down to P10. So let's go back up the running order. Oh, that's all of our runners. That is the end of the race. Woo! Zoluxi, your winner. SBG, your driver of the day. So your final running order is Zoluxi, Vanilla, Echo, Hayden, Some Good Salt, Boogie, Dynamic, and the graphic just went away so I can't see it. There's your winner, Zoluxi, with Echo, Vanilla, Hayden, Some Good Salt, Dynamic, Boogie, Pancake, Duro Racer X. Oh, that's for the weekend one. That's what it was. I forget, the sprint races actually does a total for the weekend. Well, that's right. So Zoluxi, Vanilla, Echo, Hayden, Some Good Salt, Boogie, Dynamic, SBG, Oscar, Sasuke, rounding out your top 10. So that is tonight's race. That wraps us up for the holiday. We will be back January 5th in Portugal. That is it from Monza tonight. I know the stewards are going to be busy this week. But everyone enjoy your holiday break, and we will see you guys in January. Have a good night, everybody. And we'll see you in the new year.